Here to talk about it and the forthcoming new album for the Manics is Nicky. Hiya, Nicky.
Hello there.
You right, mate?
I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, good to be on again. Nice to hear your friendly voice.
Welcome back. It's great to have you back on the show. I've got to compliment you first up on the gig at the Motor Point last month. Absolutely brilliant.
It was a stonker, as we say in the valleys, and we put so much work into production and screens and everything. It just felt like, I don't know, it just felt really impressive.
Well, it looked really impressive, and there was a great atmosphere there on the night, wasn't there?
There was. A lot of people, you hear a lot of the bands kind of moan about it, but I think if you ram it like we do, it's pretty spectacular, When James did his impromptu Can't Take My Eyes Off You, I'd like being at a rugby or football match, not a gig. It was amazing.
And it was great to hear a couple of tracks from the forthcoming album Futurology as well, in amongst the classics. So they worked really well with the old stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, the whole tour, we've never really risked playing, lots of new songs, until they've been released. It's never really been in our DNA, but from the moment we did Leeds Arena first gig, and from the moment we did Europa all the way through, we actually really look forward to it every night. And any band will tell you it's always really nerve-wracking, especially in the internet age, because it's going to be up the day after, or the minute after. But no, I think Futurology, Europa Get Dismissed, and Let's Go to War in Brixton just felt really natural. Felt like the crowd wanted it.
Let's talk about the single Walk Me to the Bridge. Now, we played it for the first time on Nation Radio yesterday, and we love it so much we just carried on playing it all the way through the day, and it's getting a great response on Twitter and Facebook. I mean, you must be so chuffed with the way it's been received.
Yeah, going back to Rewind the Film was quite a difficult record. It was very acoustic, very 70s, very kind of stark look in the mirror, but with Futurology and Walk Me to the Bridge, we just knew we had something full of motion, full of kind of inspiration, felt more like radio records as well, naturally, without trying, and sounds so crunchy and vibrant on the radio, because I do listen to a lot of radio, as you know. It always gives me a thrill to hear one of our tracks on the radio still.
Oh, that is great to hear that after all this time, that you still get a buzz from hearing your music on the radio.
Oh, we do, and reaction from it, and everything about it is still, I think that's one of the most fulfilling things about doing it. You've got that amazing contact with the fans live, and then you hear something made in the studio on the radio, and in a different environment. When you get that goosebump moment, you kind of know you're on the right track, and that's how we feel at the moment. Can
you tell us a story behind Walk Me to the Bridge?
Yeah, Walk Me to the Bridge is sort of the genesis of it was the bridge that joins Sweden and Denmark, sort of feeling to the point of exhaustion and giving up quite a few years ago now, and having like an out-of-body experience as we travelled across the bridge, and me feeling, is the band the fatal friend or the faithful friend, the intellect of the band, so many high standards to live up to, can we still do it? And by the time then you kind of get blown away by the architecture of this bridge and the blue skies, sort of reconcile yourself with everything, and you do a sold-out gig in Copenhagen and the world seems a better place. It's kind of sporadic. That's set the tone really for everything, this idea of motion through Europe, and I think you can feel that on the whole album.
And talking of motion through Europe, you're going to be touring the whole of Europe really in the next few weeks, aren't you?
Yeah, like I said about the deep connection with our fans, it exists virtually every country in the world. Is at least a couple of thousand really hardcore Manic fans, and travelling through Europe was really important for this record. I think on National Treasures we did a tour from Amsterdam all the way through the heartland of Europe, ending up in Prague and Berlin, and just the inspiration you get, the art movements, the architecture, the autobahns, everything sort of came together, and recording in Hansa in Berlin as well, just felt like we were doing the right thing.
We're looking forward to the album coming out in July, and obviously around that time, just before, you've got Glastonbury you're doing this year.
Yeah, always a point of interest.
Yeah, but it's going to be great doing these tunes from the new album, live at massive festivals, because also you're doing Tea in the Park and the V Festival as well.
Like I said, Rewind the Film was such an intimate record. The gigs we did were smaller on purpose. The production was smaller, the feel was more intimate, but these songs sound so expansive and widescreen. We feel they should be suited to the whole summer, really, and hopefully some more touring in September, October as well.
Well, listen, I can't wait to see you live again this summer, hopefully, and can't wait to hear the album, because obviously the teasers that we had at the Motor Point last month just sort of whet the appetite for it, so I can't wait for it to be released in July.
Oh, thanks a lot, mate.
Great, as always, to be able to chat to you. You'll have to come to our new studios, because we've moved again since we last
spoke. Oh, you have moved again, have you?
Do you know where we are now?
Where are you now?
We're in St Hilary, just down the road from Cowbridge.
And to think, I first met you in a porta cabin outside Nice, and now you're in Cowbridge. the world has changed.
I know, you're going to love it, though, because we are surrounded by fields, right? And we've got loads of sheep and lambs running around as well, compared to like the last place where we had no windows. Now we're blessed with lots of glass and lots of beautiful scenery around us as well.
We'll be up there.
You've got to do a session for us.
Yeah, we will do, I'm sure. I'll send James up at the very least.
Thanks a lot, Nicky, and look forward to seeing you again soon.
That was a pleasure, mate. Thanks a lot.
Driving slowly.